It's about 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. It's a beautiful warm day, probably about 80 degrees, 78, 80 degrees. A little bit of a wind, just enough to make it worth sweating. Pretty much clear skies, some clouds. And the forecast is we're going to get rain in 2 days. Tomorrow or Friday, we're going to get some rain. So I just separated out number 21 and the ram. The ram is in the pen, and 21 is heading towards somebody's house. So she's gonna be owned by somebody else. So that means all 4 cows that had calves that were lost are off my ranch. So that brings my new number of cows to 20 with 19 calves. Is that correct? Something's wrong. Probably 22 calves. Now cows and 19 calves. So grass here is really good. I gave them the same amount of areas last time. It looks like they're grazing the right amount. This is what I want to see. I want to see some of the grass untouched. I want to see a lot of it eaten and trampled. And that's what I see. Now there's a whole spot right there that they haven't grazed at all. And when I was here at noon, I caught them grazing near the water. So that was not ideal. I don't want to have to do back fencing, so I'm just going to assume it's a one-off. I should mention that the cows, after I moved, so I moved a bunch of cows with 21 and the ram, and then separated 21 and the ram out, and then moved all the cows back. But they were in the rest of this row, and so I just used the crosswire. I just walked to the fence with the crosswire and just kind of walked them back to where they were supposed to be. So I basically walked the perimeter of the row there. So pretty easy stuff. It really isn't hard to move the cows with the wire, especially when they're calm. They don't like to be touched by the wire. In this case, the wire was electrified, so when they touched it, they would get a little pop, and they would say, ooh. Even the calves would say, ooh, when they got touched by the wire, and shocked. So we are in full production mode now. There's no wasted cows here. The only cows here that I don't want are feeding their calves, and so I'm not going to get rid of them yet. And I think, let's see, when do we wean calves? We can wean calves in 3 months, so I can start weaning in June if I wanted to. Greg Judy doesn't like to wean. He likes to let them wean naturally. Regardless, you still need to get them off at 9 months. That's when they're able to breed. The bulls can breed the heifers at 9 months. Both the bulls at 9 months and the heifers at 9 months. So, and I want to bring the bull on the cows on July 6th, I think is the exact date. Probably July 4th or sometime around then. So we can get April calves next year. And so that means the ones that I don't want, do I leave them open and sell them, or do I breed them and sell them? And I'm thinking, for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to breed them. So I'm going to get the bull on all the cows. We're going to breed as many as we can, and then come autumn time, when I wean the calves for sale, that's when I'll take the moms that I don't want to keep and let them go to the sale barn as well. They'll go as bred cows. Hopefully whoever gets them will get a beautiful half South Pole calf, and hopefully, if you want a bull that's bred with the South Pole, or a cow that's bull with the South Pole bull, cow that's bred with the South Pole bull, let me be more specific with my words, let me know. I can sell you one. I'll just sell that at market rate. I won't sell you above price or anything like that. So yeah, I'm excited. This is, for the first time, I feel like I'm actually treating this like a business, and I feel like from here on out, this is when we start making money and when we start messing around. And this is the end of the learning curve the beginning of the learning curve. Now I get to apply what I learned and actually make some money. And you might be wondering what it is that I learned. And I'll tell you what, the most important lesson that I learned was that cows eat grass. And that sounds stupid, but that's what I learned. You don't give acreage to cows. They can't eat acreage. They eat grass. You can't graze cows on grass you don't have. And you can't graze grass that hasn't grown enough that there'll be plenty left behind. So if you don't have enough grass, you have to feed them hay or feed, and you have to put them on a sacrificial piece of ground until you do have grass. Either that or you sell them, right? That's the reality of the situation. There's no other way about it. It doesn't matter how many times you rotate them or how big or little the rotations are. If there's not enough grass, that when they graze that grass, they leave plenty behind, you're not going to grow grass, right? The way to think of it is if the grass is in the baby stage, I think Joel Salatin likes to use this example, or whatever it's called, model. If the grass is in the baby stage, it's going to grow very slowly. And if the grass is in the old stage, the mature stage, when it's going to put its energy into making seeds and not making more grass for the cows. You want the grass to be in the adolescent stage, right? You want the grass to be growing rapidly. So if you feel like when your cows go into a certain paddock and they graze, if they're not going to leave behind enough grass, if that grass is still in the adolescent stage, then you got to give them more grass, or you got to start feeding them hay, you know. So this is where they were about a week ago, actually. You know, you could see I left a lot of grass behind, but you can see that the grass is a little bit stressed. The manure is pretty. The manure smell is gone. It doesn't smell like manure anymore. But hopefully in 2 to 3 weeks, this grass will be completely regrown and ready to take the cows again. So, and then you can see here, this is what it looks like when they leave an area. All the grass is standing on its side. It's been trampled. It's been eaten. There's some stands of grass that are untouched, but over here, all the grass is standing up again. So you can't graze grass you don't have, and you can't graze grass that won't leave plenty of grass behind. Guys, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.